What is up, everybody? It is Og here, back with another video, and we're going to be talking again about TBC, the potential rumors, and what I expect to happen. We are only 10 days away from BlizzCon Line, and you know the end of it, actually. So only 9 days away from the beginning of it. And I think that there's probably a really good chance that we're going to hear about TBC when BlizzCon Line goes live. That's the speculation, at least from a lot of people that are playing Classic right now. Something interesting that I saw, though, and I wanted to see how much TBC is popping up in the news. If you look at Google Trends of TBC right now, it's actually not getting much attention. So I kind of anticipated that Google Trends would show TBC is getting a lot more attention now that we're getting close to BlizzCon Online, but I think it actually might surprise a lot of people who aren't really expecting it. Blizzard recently, though, did give us a little hint that it's, very good chance that it's coming with their recent video they just put out on their YouTube channel. They're basically going through some things that make everything, important from WoW, and then they pop in Illidan right there as one of their main WoW features. Obviously, Illidan's the face of TBC, Black Temple and everything like that. And so I think there's probably a really good chance at this point that we get TBC in the BlizzCon line. So let's talk about what that might mean from release dates as well as what we might have possible, coupling in all the recent rumors that we've heard and what I think is going to potentially happen. So let's start off by talking about what everybody wants to talk about. Blood Elf Paladins. No, but actually Blood Elf Paladins are probably going to be one of the most popular things once TBC releases. Reason being, Blood Elf Paladins, 1, are awesome, but 2, are incredibly overpowered. Back then, they have the racial Arcane Torrent. Now, Arcane Torrent has been nerfed over time, but back in the day, Arcane Torrent actually silenced your enemies and then gave you mana back as well. So it was incredibly overpowered in PvP and was so good. And so there's going to be a lot of people leveling up Blood Elf Paladins. There's also going to be Draenei coming out as well. One of the questions, though, is when are we going to be able to play them? So typically, if we're thinking about TBC coming out, we're not really thinking about being able to play them until TBC actually launches. The current rumored date that's been rumored since about December by now is May 4th for TBC to be coming out. Potentially, though, with a recent rumor, as of last week, we could potentially be actually seeing these guys on April 20th. And so the pre-patch is rumored to come out April 20th. And with the pre-patch, there's actually rumors that we're going to be able to play Draenei and Blood Elf. Obviously, this is just pure speculation, but this would be an interesting move by Blizzard, and I think probably a really good one. One, it would allow people to actually level up tunes so they don't feel behind, right? Once TBC kicks off, a lot of people are going to be going. The nice thing about Classic was that everybody started off at ground zero, and so one thing that a lot of people want is fresh Classic servers for TBC, or fresh TBC servers, because then they can, not feel behind if they're leveling up a pally. Well, I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, you're leveling a whole new race while there's already 60s. And so this might be a good move by Blizzard to, 1, make it so that people can level up a little bit easier. 2, they can prep even more for TBC, which is actually going to draw in more revenue because people are going to come back early to try to get those tunes leveled up. And 3, boost the economy a little bit, right? You're going to be able to make so much money helping people level up. If boosting is still a thing, it's going to be insane. And so a lot of people are going to be trying to boost up Paladins and Draenei. Will boosting be possible, though? That's the other question. Now, there's a very good chance that TBC is going to come out with patch 2.4.3. Patch 2.4.3 does not have boosting the way it is right now. There's a big nerf that comes to AoE spells, and I had a video that I can link for you guys to kind of get a better idea of what really happens with all that. But basically, it really nerfs AoE abilities. It puts a cap on a lot of abilities where there's a maximum amount of damage that it can do regardless of the number of mobs up past a certain level. Like if there's still one mob, you're still only going to hit it for 200 damage. You're not going to hit it for 20,000 damage. But if there's let's just say 10 mobs or something like that, you might only hit them for 200 damage and 20 mobs for 100 damage, right? It's going to scale, which means that it's going to really limit the 500 Mara pools, the 200 plus mob kind of pools that are going on right now. And it's going to make them a lot more difficult. There's going to be potential workarounds, and I've been playing around with that a little bit and practicing some of those. So those will be interesting moving forward. But it's going to be interesting to see what it does to AoE farming. And so if it releases with 2.4.3, we might not have that easy boosting up. And if that's the case, I actually, as much as I am an AoE farmer, probably think that's the best move. Don't hate on me too much in the chat, but let's be realistic about it. If that happens, we're looking at a case where people are leveling up through Sunstrider Isle just like they normally would, right? And Draenei are leveling up from level 1 just like they normally would. And there's a massive community of people. This would be overflowing with tons of people leveling up just like it was back in the old day, not getting summoned to places to try to boost and things like that. And so I think that that would be honestly a great move for a lot of different reasons. It would increase, people coming back into the game because they can now play Blood Elves. So people are going to be excited. People are going to come back. And it's also going to make it so that it's a very big community event for everybody leveling up Blood Elves at once, right? There's going to be, all these mobs are going to be dead. Let's be realistic. There's going to be people waiting for quests again. It's going to be that initial classic experience, which would be awesome. And so I think if it does come out with April 20th, or if it comes out at all before TBC, maybe if TBC isn't May 5th or May 4th, I think it'd be great. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. So far we have the release date rumored at May 4th with the pre-patch rumored at April 20th, right? And so I think that those are pretty good expectations. What are we doing though about gold? So in the most recent rumored post, Blizzard is taking a laissez-faire approach to gold. They're not touching it at all, which means that if you have, let's just say 100,000 gold saved up, you'd be able to take 100,000 gold into TBC. Now this opens up a whole slew of arguments. One is that too much gold that it's going to impact inflation. That's one side of it. It could definitely impact the economy in a big way, right? If somebody has 100,000 gold, they can buy up the entire stock of the auction house if it's cheap enough and then try to resell it for a good profit. And that's definitely something that could potentially happen. On the flip side, though, people have grinded up that much gold. They've spent that much time working to get that much gold as long as they've gotten it through legitimate manners. Is it bad to just take it away from them? I'm curious what you guys think. Personally, I think that we should have a gold cap. I think that you should be able to take over 5,000 gold for Epic Mount, basically, per level 60 tune on your account. And I've talked about this before, but basically what I think that will do is cause people to level up more level 60s, right? Which increases the player base and drives interest in leveling up and everything like that. And it also causes people to be able to take over their gold. Now, granted, they have to level up more tunes, but most people with TBC are going to level up some new tunes anyways. And so it's just kind of expediting the process for that. And I think that's a big win on Blizzard's side as well. Let me know what you guys think about the gold, though, because I know that there are a lot of people, especially in the boosting community and AoE farming community, that do have a lot of gold and have saved it up over time. Another interesting thing that's going to be affected is GDKPs. If we see Blood Elves and we see Draenei coming in basically into the game before TBC comes out, those last 2 weeks of GDKPs are going to be insane, guys, especially if we can't take over gold. We're talking the potential hundreds of thousands of gold going into fully decking out a paladin to Blood Elf Paladin to grind through TBC, right? Like there's going to be some crazy GDKPs going on. But also if we can't take over gold, will there even be GDKPs? There's a lot up in the air. But I think right now, there's a very good chance that we get TBC at least within the next, what month are we in? 2 to 3 months. I think we're about 2 to 3 months away. I think we'll probably have a beta probably starting at the beginning of March. And that beta will last 2 months. It'll start off obviously with the leveling experience, and then we'll start getting into the rating and everything like that. It'll probably last 2 months. And then we'll actually have the game itself. We'll have pre-patch. I think April 20th is a good target. Maybe 1 month later, but not too much further past that. And we'll have the pre-patch, and then we'll have TBC. I think those are very good estimates. Could be wrong. Obviously, it's all speculation and rumors, but I think those are good estimates. And as far as the gold cap, I think that they're not going to touch it. I don't expect Blizzard at this point to touch the gold cap, or the amount of gold that you can transfer over for that matter, because it's extra work on their hands. Anything that they do is going to be scrutinized by the community, either which way. And so if they take a laissez-faire approach, at least they're going with the no changes principle. And so I think that'll probably be their stance on it. I think it would be cool, though, to get Blood Elves early, to get Draenei early, to be able to level them up and kind of get that TBC experience started. Whether or not we can boost, we'll have to see, but I think it'd be awesome if we can get those going a little bit early. So those are my current expectations for TBC. I'm going to be watching BlizzCon Live for sure. I'm going to see what I can do with watching it on stream with my Twitch. But if you guys haven't joined the Twitch yet, definitely join the Twitch at twitch.tv/Relias and hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications for this video. Once TBC goes live, if you guys haven't heard, I'm full-time. And so I'm going to be streaming a lot, trying to do a lot of things in TBC. And I want to have the first Blood Elf Pally to 70. Maybe if, you know, we get Blood Elves early. I don't know if that's going to be realistic. We'll see. I would love to, but there's a lot of prep that I need to do for TBC. So I'm leveling up the hardcore tunes now, and then I'm going to be doing a lot of that TBC prep. So definitely come hang out. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. I'm curious what you guys think. Those are my expectations, and I will see you guys in the next video.